It looks like after practice pulling with Devon, Hermes has found a mistake in Devon's game which is giving him a newfound confidence. Devon thinks that he can crush me again, but the rematch will be very different. Hermes mentioned that you either have to beat Devon with a very fast top roll, which not many people can do, only Levan has been able to do that, or you have to have a very good press to beat him. And as of now, Hermes believes that he has both of these weapons. But still, when asked by the interviewer about Hermes Gasparini's ideal training partners, he said that he would like to train a lot with Vitaly Laletin and also Devon Larratt, for the obvious reasons that he needs someone who can challenge his hand and wrist even further. And also so that he can find more weaknesses in Devon's game and potentially use against him in a super match. Hermes did talk about the mistakes that the referees did in the Devon match one more time. And looks like his aggression is not dying anytime soon. Hermes still believes that the referee didn't give him a fair share in that match. In fact, he said that he heard one of the referees say that he got kind of intimidated and scared because Devon is such a popular figure, and maybe that's why he wasn't able to do his job properly.
Some referee is too famous, I'm a little bit scared, I heard, you know.
So does this story sound familiar to you? Have you heard it somewhere before as well? I think we have heard it. Let's go back to 2019. Mad Mask beat Hermes Gasparini. Hermes complained during the match about the referees, about his opponent. Hermes complained after the match about the referees, about his opponent. Hermes practice pulled against Mad Mask after the match and told everyone that now he understands how to beat that guy, and he did actually beat him a couple of years later. Now compare that story with this one. Hermes lost to Devon. He complained during the match about both Devon and the referees. He complained after the match about both Devon and the referees. He practice pulled with Devon after that, and now I think he's basically saying he can beat Devon Larratt in the future. So is he going to do that again? Is he going to beat Levan as well? Is Hermes one of those guys who need to lose to someone first in order to be able to beat them in the rematch? Maybe I'm just dreaming too much, but if that story turns out to be true, then yeah, it would be an amazing story. He also said that Devon is pretty smart. He wants either Jerry or Michael to beat Levan because he knows he can beat both of those guys and become the champion of the world one more time. I don't think that's completely true because he already was the champion after beating Hermes, and he still didn't consider himself as the true champion because he didn't defeat Levan. But maybe Hermes is right because until that moment, nobody had defeated Levan. And if Devon beats someone who has beaten Levan, then maybe in his own mind, he can actually consider himself as the true champion. There's a slight difference there, clearly. We saw Hermes flop press a lot against Devon in the recent practice pulls uploaded on Engin's channel. And this is what he said about Devon's chances against Kamil, Jerry and guys like that who have a good flop press. So Hermes basically said that Devon is still going to have a very hard time against Kamil Jablonski, even on the right arm, not just on the left arm, because Devon is vulnerable against that flop press. Devon will have a tough time against Jerry and also Gennady when that rematch happens. So clearly the weapon, the weakness that Hermes found in Devon's game is a flop press. He's vulnerable to that, and that is what Hermes is planning on doing. With a slightly stronger hand now, I think he can jump into that press from a good position. And Hermes was also asked to give his commentary about the Morozov versus Devon situation. So Hermes did say that to him, it was pushing the limits, it was crossing the line. Like pushing Engin Terzi and stuff, Devon shouldn't have gone that far. Well, I am someone who has criticized Devon so much for so many things that I'm often being labeled as a Devon Larratt hater. But still, even I am struggling to find anything wrong with what Devon did that day. Because until Devon cracked Morozov's wrist, everyone was okay. Morozov was still aggressive even before that. I'd say he was more aggressive than Devon. Neither Engin nor anyone else seemed to have any trouble with Devon until then. But after that, Devon suddenly crossed the line. Why? Because he went under the table in an illegal Kings move? I don't think it was that big of a deal. But Hermes did say that I already told him about 20 times, please do not cross the line, and that was before that thing happened. So maybe Hermes anticipated that. Hermes did say that Devon needs to be more respectful, and him being a military guy and his aggression coming from his career which he pursued for 20 years, it's not an excuse for being aggressive in that situation, for behaving like that in that situation, because Devon is a 50-year-old man. He knows how to behave in certain situations and he shouldn't have done that. Anyways, mention your thoughts about these topics which we have discussed. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel.